Hello Scorpio, this is your extended reading, and I feel like this extended reading is one side of the conversation, right? And it seems to be like it's the side of the conversation of this person, the King of Pentacles, which, reacts as this King of Wands, which is coming through, well, came through in the first part as, anger and fury and rage, and maybe this lack of understanding, right? When they take it personally that maybe what you're proposing, right, which is, forgetting about everything that is just weighing you down, right? Or weighing this relationship with the material stuff, and let all the baggage behind and, run free. And maybe, I don't know, maybe this person is understanding that you want to run free from them. And maybe I feel like that is exactly what you are proposing. But the way that they are reacting, right, following this anger is like, maybe they're doing it for pride, or maybe they're doing it because it's like they don't want, it's like they basically, right, Cancer, sorry, Scorpio, if you are identifying yourself as the King of Swords from the first part, and you initiated this conversation, and then you, perceived with your higher self, with your very in tune ability to read in between the lines, right? The reaction that this other person is having is, it's like exactly hitting the target that it was supposed to be, it was meant to be, because of the Wheel of Fortune. And the way that I'm seeing this is like, remember that I saw this High Priestess as this arrow that was being launched, or that was being just sent out, maybe as, I don't know, a proposal, like this initiation into a conversation or a discussion. And I feel like the target was exactly this Wheel of Fortune. So it's not the most comfortable thing, but we already saw that with the Four of Cups, right? It's like both of you influence each other and affect each other to the point that you muddy each other's waters, or you make the other feel like you're losing your grounds, right? Losing your own independence. And this is what I feel like you and them, both of you, but mostly them, Scorpio, it's like remember from the first part, both of you individually, you have incredible power over your own selves, over your own elements, right? It's like you know exactly who you are individually. It's just that when you are together, things get a little bit messy or a little bit blurred. So with this Wheel of Fortune, is like the target was found, or was hit, or was, it's like this listen closely message from the High Priestess was accomplished successfully, right? And I feel like it comes from your own perception that freedom is the best solution. But the way that this person is reacting, again, right, is that it's almost like they are going straight into work, and they're doing so as a strategy to keep themselves motivated enough to just give way to channel all of the anger that was, brought up from this discussion. Because we have the Judgment, the Queen of Wands, and the Nine of Pentacles. So remember, it's like you are proposing freedom and leaving all the extra weight or all of the baggage behind, right? It's like you don't want to carry any sort of just things from the past, right? You want freedom, you want spontaneity, you want fun, you want adventure. This one it's like they're not so keen to let behind everything that they have accomplished, because remember, they came as the King of Pentacles, so perhaps there was a lot of work involved in getting to the point where they are, and it would be very insane perhaps in their perception, Scorpio, to leave it all behind like you proposed, right? But you did so in the name of love, as they did so in the name of love. It's like, that is the reason why I'm saying it's like, listen closely, because I feel like both parties are right, in your own sense. So their reaction here is that it's settled, right? This is what I heard with the Judgment. It's like, and I feel like because of their pride, because of like they need to maintain this appearance, or this well, just this, it's like they have, well, if you are the one being a little bit more crazy, right, or a little bit more bold in terms of proposing a new approach, right, a new approach, it's like they are reacting in a way that they're going to have the last word. It's like it's important to them to channel their rage in terms of, okay, so if you're proposing to leave me, or if you're, asking to end this relationship, is something that I am going to define. It's not you, right, Scorpio? I don't know if this makes sense, but it's like they have to be in control of who makes the last decision, right? And this is what keeps them thinking, or keeps them believing that they are doing what is right for them. And this Nine of Pentacles is talking about this independence, right? It's like, if you're proposing to them, let's say that you're the one with, the Fool and the King of Swords, and they are the King of Pentacles and the King of Wands, and now here the Queen of Wands. It's like their way to cope with this anger is working and going back to the mundane, going back to a work routine, going back to a schedule that they have control over. This is what inspires them to keep on going. And, knowing that they had control over this final decision too, right? This is what sustains their power, or sustains their individuality, or, gives them this sense that they are on top of a solid ground, right? So this gives the stability that maybe you couldn't provide them. So they are going straight back into things that are known and well established for them. And maybe could be like this this need to be surrounded by security and safety and comfort and wealth, perhaps, right? But also, it's important that, this Nine of Pentacles is talking about the sense that they came to this place of sovereignty because of their own work, because of their own effort, right? So you understand that there is nothing wrong with that too. Is like, it's you also understanding, Scorpio, that this is the way that they're finding easiest to cope with your decision, right? So this next row here, ending this extended, is a bit, so let's talk about this again, because I feel like it's important. This message of finding comfort is exactly what they're trying to do. And, I'm just reminded of the appropriateness that everything that unfolds after this conversation, is here. It's like, it's all appropriate. It's all meant to be this way, I want to say. And even the coming together, right? And even this sinking into this quicksand ground, together, right? Because it's almost like this card is talking about how both of you are going to find your own selves out of the situation on your own, but also it's almost like amping up your own individual power, but you can only do so when you are together, because both of you, it's like both of you find yourselves in a position where, well, no, not this card, this card. Because both of you find yourselves emotionally maybe attached to each other and needing to redefine, or not rescue, but find a way to return to your own sovereign beings, to your own individual powers, right? Even when you are mixed together in a way that both of you are just sinking in deeper into each other's arguments, or this lack of understanding of the other's perspectives, right? So this, it's almost like hitting the target, right? Listening closely to what your intuition is talking about. It's like it's trying to show you in a way that is very subtle. It's like you have to really lower the volume of the external noise, which is actually going crazy right now outside my room. But it's like, just shut down the volume and understand that what you are proposing to them, right? Even though, yes, it's an incredibly sensitive topic, it's something that your intuition is pointing straight into what is right for both of you, right? For both of you to find your own individual powers. And the way that they are doing so, and maybe this is the reason why, you know, this extended is showing their side of things. Maybe because you, Scorpio, are, it's like maybe you thought they would be reacting differently, or it's like their rage and their anger is really getting you by surprise. And I feel like maybe you are not understanding how important this is for them, or how this reaction is the only way available to them at this moment, or how they can take themselves out of this quicksand, right? In this discussion, it's like this is their way out, is through what gives them stability, is what gives them almost like this peace of mind that what they have built, or what they have created, or the money that they have made is secure, right? Because maybe with what you propose, Scorpio, with the Fool, it's almost like they're saying, I'm not giving in to what you are asking me to do, because that is foolish. And I'm not saying that you are foolish. It's like they just cannot understand your perspective, right? So this is their reaction. And I feel like they do so in a very rash kind of way, or maybe like it's almost like they're not thinking. It's like they want to guarantee, and they want to guarantee that they're not losing what they have conquered so far, right? So they're doing so in a very maybe passionate kind of way that may get you by surprise, right? Because it's like, well, it's almost like your proposal, Scorpio, when you ask for freedom, or when you suggest that this is the best way, right? At least to save your own self, or to like just for the highest good of both, right? It's like maybe you are being a fool in a way that you're not. It's like you're not seeing any kind of bad intentions from this. You're not expecting that they're going to see this with anger and fury the way that they are. So maybe this is the reason why it's all coming here in the extended for you, so that you can understand their perspective, even though this wasn't the way that you wanted them to react, right? And here, so let's go to the bottom row. We have the Magician, the Six of Wands, and the Eight of Swords. So it's almost like this is a mixed bag of every sort of emotion that is being stirred up in your side and their side. Okay, Scorpio? What I'm seeing with this Magician is like things are being purposefully hidden from you, right? And from them, I want to say. It's almost like because both of you are going through all, like the whole spectrum of emotions, right? It's like feeling this euphoric sense that it's going to go the way that you wanted, but then seeing that it's not at all going the way that you wanted. And I want to say this is your reaction as much as is theirs. Even though you're not seeing that they are going through this and they're not seeing that you're going through this. This is the hidden part of this Magician. It's almost like I'm seeing, it's almost like when you propose something and they react in a way that is like this counter proposal that makes them feel on top of things or makes them feel like they are making the decision, right? And not you, right? Because it's like that is really important for them. This is exactly appropriate. And you not seeing, I feel like saying that is the reason why in the beginning you were asked to listen closely, right? Because you're not, what is important to be understood here is not going to be said with words or with actions, is beyond that. It's like, it's almost like use your higher self perspective to understand their higher self perspective. And you're going to have this truer conversation, even though in this human perspective, both of you are standing in your truth, are standing your grounds and trying not to sink in deeper into each other's grounds because you are from different realms, right? It's like both of your higher selves are in this conversation with you and they are understanding in between the lines. It's like the conversation is, you know, out in the open, but in this other dimension, is not in this human level. That is the reason, because I feel like for your own safety, for your own good and this other person, right? It's like both of your higher selves are putting on this, it's like, you know, maybe blocking both of you from really seeing how the other is reacting. But that is the thing. It's like the guidance here with these three cards and this High Priestess, Scorpio, is that once you really listen closely, and I want to say not to what they're saying and not to what they're doing. It's like listen closely to how you are feeling this mess of emotions, right? Or, you know, these messy thoughts that, you know, it's like this is a proper roller coaster. It's like you're going like in split second from, you know, this sense of yes, everything is going to go well, but then no, it's like it's all fucked up, right? So it's like you listen closely to that. Listen closely to what you are perceiving, of how you are feeling, of the things that are going through your mind and the things that are, you know, just happening inside of you. Because seeing what you are going through, it's like you are going to see what is going on for them, that on the outside in this external world you are not capable of seeing because was, you know, purposefully hidden from you. It's like to preserve your own well-being and their own well-being. These higher selves are communicating in a way that it's almost like not to what is the word, it's like not to cause any more harm, right? In this more human level, right? Which is restricted by words and by things that are so limited, right? Like language. So perceive the feelings, perceive the things that are going inside of you, because this is exactly what is going on for them, and maybe they have no clue that that's going on with them. So if you are the one knowing and understanding what is going on with you, it's like you can really get a glimpse of what is going on with them too, right? And understand from this perspective what is causing their reaction and what is causing their need to find this strategy to come out of this situation unharmed, or at least not affected with what has a lot of value to them, and maybe even in this material kind of sense, right? But I want to add the bottom of the deck card, which is the Ace of Wands, and I just saw the other card, which is the Three of Wands. And it's interesting here to me because, you know, what you were proposing, right, as a new way to approach the situation, which is talking about freeing yourself from all of the baggage that was accumulated, right, maybe in this relationship, and they are reacting in a way that is, well, not what you were expecting, right? And finding that that is the only solution to them to really feel what they're feeling, but not exactly show you how they're feeling. But so the Ace of Wands, right? It's their energy. It's a new beginning for them too. And I feel like all of this roller coaster of emotions with the Six of Wands and the Eight of Swords, this is exactly what is moving the energy mostly for them, right? Because they were the ones coming with the King and the Queen of Wands. So I feel like there's going to be this spark of like some sort of insight, some sort of deep understanding, or just this insane intuition that moves them, right? That moves them in a sense that it's like this creational force, especially with the Three of Wands, right? So I feel like they're not yet here. I feel like both of you, I want to say, are still in this hidden part, right? So maybe you are, both of you, you know, going through the motions, you know, the after effects of this conversation, but this is still to be discovered. And maybe this is going to spark in them something that, to be honest, I don't know what it is, but it feels like good and uplifting and like this light at the end of the tunnel, right? Because if they are holding anger and fury, it's almost like this is going to give purpose to channel all of that, right? So let's see what the astrological runes have to add as a final guidance for you, Scorpio, knowing about their reaction and knowing how your proposal is really affecting them, maybe in a way that you weren't anticipating. And it's important that you know that. That is the reason why I feel like they came so powerfully here in the extended. So let's see what wants to come as a final guidance for you. Okay, so we have so we have more freedom here. So we have Black Moon Lilith, and we have MC, which corresponds to midheaven. So let's talk about this Lilith here first. I feel like this is connected to this full energy, and it's coming from your part mostly, Scorpio. I feel, well, Black Moon Lilith talks, well, it's, you know, Black Moon. Oh, and there is something that I was just reminded of today is the super full moon in Capricorn. And I feel like whenever there is a full moon when, you know, the moon is the brightest, and this one in particular is really, really close to Earth. I feel like some things that were in the dark come to the surface, especially things that are quite emotional, right? Because the moon rules our emotions. But Lilith talks about so many things that were hidden, right? So I feel like that is the reason why also the Wheel of Fortune is here. I feel like this conversation is sparking more liberation that you anticipated or that you knew was possible, Scorpio. I feel like there is a lot of secrets, a lot of things that were not discussed or said or exposed to one another that it's almost like you're seeing this as a clear signal to move on in a different path, right? And this frees you from old fears. I want to say things from the past that, well, create this quick sense sensation when you were close to one another, right? It's almost like you're just feeling like you're sinking in deeper into old baggage, right? So it's like your clear solution to free yourself from this is to let it all go, right? Let it all behind and free yourself from this very detrimental kind of state, right? It's almost like this is part of the things that well, maybe I'm just hearing like maybe you were ashamed of, or maybe you were scared to talk about or expose, or I don't know. I feel like, okay, so coming to this midheaven is also talking about the Wheel of Fortune, right? So once the freedom from Lilith is exposed, right, is out in the open, it's not hidden or not in the dark anymore, I feel like there is this sense of going in the direction that you were always meant to be. But it's both parties. It's like this is in respect for both of you. It's not just for you, right? It's like both of you coming together, but maybe coming apart now and just going your own separate ways in a way that they're going to channel it the way that they know how, which feels a little bit more work related or work focused or materially based. It's like, and you are going to seek another adventure, or you are going to seek something that is bigger for you, right? But this is all your own individual midheavens. It's not, there is no right or wrong. It's like both of you are right. Both of you are following your own destinies. Both of you are exactly, fulfilling this midheaven purpose. So I feel it's just that both of you are, it's like you have different purposes, right? You have different purposes. And maybe you're just now realizing that. But that comes with a lot of freedom. It's like things that maybe you were scared to show, you were afraid to even know, right? This is the reason why the High Priestess was asking, listen closely. There are things that maybe were holding you back, right? Were keeping you in this darkness, right? And once you are in front of this other person that messes up with your stability, right? That makes you lose your ground. It's like you have the same effect on them just because both of you are heading towards different purposes. But knowing that is like, it's freeing. Knowing that your purposes are not maybe meant to be walked together is liberating, right? So, and maybe that is the spark that they are having also, right? Maybe that is the insight that it's coming to them after they've gone through all of the upheaval emotional state, right? As much as you, right? So it's so reciprocal, right? It's like it's happening for the both of you, both of you are affecting each other, but both of you are reaching this conclusion that you have different purposes, and that is fine, right? So I hope this was insightful to you, Scorpio. Thank you so much for being here with me, and I'll see you next time. Okay, bye.